I think my favorite thing about God is that He keeps all of His promises, and that's a real relieving thing for me when I can read the Bible, see God's Word, and see all of the prophecies from the Old Testament coming true, and being personified in Jesus Christ, and to know that He has plans for us to prosper, and that He's always there for us. And I think that it's His promises that really make me feel relieved.
I just like that God has His hand in just everything that we're doing in our daily lives. From the time I was born, I went to church, and before I was even old enough to go to Sunday school, I would go with my mom because she didn't have anyone else to watch me as she taught older kids. And so it was just always around me. And for some reason, I just always wanted more. I was in middle school, and I made a choice to go to a camp where it all just kind of came together for me. I was in just an absolutely gorgeous place, away from drama of friends and summer sports, and just completely away from everything. And that's when it really clicked for me.
There's two events that stick out in my life. The first one, when I was in high school, I was in the marching band, and every time before we went up to perform, we would get in this big circle and pray. And there was one time in particular, there's a friend of mine named Adam who talked to me about a lot of spiritual things, and in our conversations, I started wondering really what was my relationship with God like. Is this really what it was supposed to be like? And one of the times we got in a prayer circle and he started praying, and then I just got the flood over me, and I fell to my knees and begged God to forgive me, and I could really feel His love at that point in time. The other time, I actually went to a revival at my elementary school when I was in high school. The guy who was up there just preached with an absolute passion. And I was there with my friends, and I think when everything was all over, we were all hugging each other and crying, and it really made me feel pretty good. I think the real evidence is that God has been so gracious to us to surround us with Christian friends and other Christian families. When we got married, Krista moved to Kansas City, and we were there for a year, and it was not the best situation. And then it seemed like everything that needed to happen fell into our laps that allowed us to come where Krista can be close to her family. We connected with a church that we really enjoyed.
We both have great families with lots of aunts and uncles and cousins. We're both able to be in graduate school, doing things that we love. I have a job that I really like. Where I teach now is an absolute blessing. We're able, to afford a house and have great friends, and just everything around us is a blessing.
And we're gonna have a baby, so that rocks too. Man, I have some of the most emotional moments when I'm taking communion. It's really an amazing experience for me, a good witness to God's love, to ponder, to think about, to contemplate that God gave up His only Son, that Jesus sacrificed Himself for our benefit. And on the night that He was betrayed, He was sitting around the dinner table with his closest friends, and and basically said, you know, this is my body broken for you, this is my blood poured out for you. And I think about that sacrifice, and it's you know, that's the evidence right there, is in communion. And man, sometimes it really is like tough for me to contemplate all that stuff while it's going on.